Hello and welcome to the special series on CAT with Careers 360. In today's video, we're going to talk about VARC. If you're a person who have been reading a lot of novels from a young age, you might believe that VARC is easy, and actually it will be too. But there are a lot of us, especially engineers, who don't read at all. You don't read, forget about reading novels, you don't read your normal books itself. What do you do to kind of become really good in the section VARC? That's the first section, frankly. And if that doesn't go well, the next two sections can go for a toss. And mind you, to get into an IIM, you need to cross the basic hurdle called the percentile cutoff, or the cutoff in each section in all the three sections. So, acing VARC has its own positives and negatives, and here in this video I'm going to take you through what should you do to become really good in this particular area. Those of you who are writing CAT 2024, we have whatever number of days when you are listening to the video. You might not have too long time to change yourself, but I'm sure some of you who are thinking for a longer time CAT or exams like SNAP, NMAT, even XAT, which is there in Jan, this video will be very, very useful to you. Let's look at the focus CAT for VARC. Verbal ability has para-jumbles, odd para-jumbles, para-summary, and vocabulary. Lots of people don't believe that vocabulary is important. Let me tell you one thing. When you're reading a passage, if you don't understand the words in the passage, you will be surprised. You will find it very difficult. You will be surprised that you will get more often than not the answers wrong. Many people, many experts will tell you, yaar, vocab is not coming in CAT. Or for that matter, grammar is not coming in CAT. Of course it is not coming in CAT. But whether it is a para-jumble question, whether it is a para-summary question, whether it is a sentence completion question, or an odd para-jumble question, everything is verbal in that. And verbal is nothing but your vocabulary, grammar, and of course understanding of the context given to you in that. And hence the focus has to be on these two areas, and we'll talk about that. Second, reading comprehension. Now, reading comprehension can be from any area, but if you look at what has happened in CAT over the last 10 years, the areas or the domains from which the passage is given, if you have a clarity on that, you will see that your preparation also will become better. So the areas like business and economy, science, both biology and physics, apart from chemistry, and ecology, sociology, culture, literature, psychology, philosophy, pol science, in that sense, politics and pol science, I think these form more than, in fact, if there are 4 passages that you get in CAT exam, chances are that these 4 come in from these areas. Let's say you have only 20 days to go, or 22, 23 days to go, 20 days, let's say take 20 days to go for the CAT exam. And here we are talking about 7 different types of areas that the CAT has given you in. 7 different domain areas. Now, I have 20 odd days or 21 days, let's, for nice sake, we can look at it, saying that can I solve RC questions from business and economy for 3 full days, from science for 3 full days, and each day do some 10 RC passages, or at least 5 RC passages, ideally 10 RC passages per day. In other words, let's look at this. If you can do 30 RC passages with 4 questions each, 30 passages of business and economy, which will encompass Indian economy, international economy, all kinds of things, chances are that whatever comes in the CAT exam, a lot of words that have come and what you have learned will become very, very familiar to you in the actual exam. Remember one thing, one of the biggest problems about CAT is that it appears new. But when things become familiar, one thing goes up beyond everything else, and that is confidence. It looks like, arey, I know this. Mujhe pata hai. I know this. That is what is very, very important for reading comprehension. And of course, history and other humanities also can come in, but not really that much as the first 5, 6 of them are. So how do you attempt this paper then? In one of the videos, we talked about how do you take the test taking strategies. Make sure that you go through that video without fail. It is available in various links, and we will talk more about it in the end of this video. But here is what I'm saying. The target for your reading comprehension should be at least 24 marks. 24 marks means 8 net questions. What do you mean by 8 net questions? If you're only attempting 8, you should get all of them right. But if you attempt 12, you can get 9 correct and 3 wrong. But if you attempt all 16, you can get 10 correct and 6 wrong and still get 24 marks. Remember this. Is it easier to get 10 correct and 6 wrong, or attempt only 8 and get all 8 correct? 100% accuracy. I don't think you need any intelligence to know that trying to get with about 60, 70, 65% accuracy, that is 10 correct and 6 wrong, by solving all the 4 RCs is much, much more easier than trying to get 100% accuracy. And that is what should your plan be. So what is the action plan? Build the vocabulary necessary for your passages. Ideally read articles daily. Overall, you should do 500 passages. But if you have 20 days, do at least 200 passages. If you have 30 days, do at least 300 passages, so that you are becoming better. It is unlike everything else. This is brute doing it again and again, and therefore getting the ability there. VA, minimum 9 marks. 9 marks is 3 net questions. Either you do all 3 correct, or if you do 8, you can actually, or let's say 7 you can get 4 correct and 3 wrong. Remember, 4 correct and 3 wrong is about 55% accuracy or 57% accuracy only. So you don't have to worry about accuracy when you are preparing or writing the exam, and that is what I want you to focus on. Action plan, once again, do a lot of questions, as many questions as you can. If you have 10 days, I would say do 100 questions. If you have 20 days, do 200 questions. If you have 30 days, do 300 questions. And those of you who are listening to this video and you are looking at a long-term CAT 2025, you have much more time to solve more questions. To ace your VARC, I believe there are 3-pillar approach that you need to follow. The first is a simple, continuous effort every week. Minimum 5 hours apart from reading newspapers. That's what will give you the confidence that you know what's happening. One area that will help get more marks is familiarity. And the more you read, the better you become. The more you read, the better you become. The second pillar to this is building your vocabulary. Despite many experts saying that, hey, CAT does not give you vocabulary anymore, I think nothing is farther than the truth. The reason is very simple. If you're reading an RC passage, there'll be so many words which you may or may not know. You may contextually pick up the word, but the nuance of the word requires you to know the word much more than just the context or the rudimentary context in that sense. Hence, you have to improve your vocabulary. And the only way you can improve vocabulary is by doing a lot of reading and improving your reading. But at Careers 360, we also came out with something very, very, a kind of capsule kind of things. A 3,000 plus vocabulary ebook, a 300 plus idioms and phrases ebook, and a 500 plus phrasal verbs ebook. 3 different books which you can find in the link below. In this video below will be very, very useful for you to improve your vocabulary and the entirety of not just the vocab in terms of the words, but also how English language is used in your reading comprehension. And last but not the least, you need to focus on the improvement of your reading speeds. Reading speed and comprehension together will give you more marks in reading comprehension. But you have to read fast, and that is where once again the continuous habit, everyday reading will help you improve your reading speeds, and you need to get a minimum of 150 words per minute, I would say you can easily do, if you do just 30 days of reading, you can go up to something like 200 words per minute. 30 days of reading for 30 minutes, and that is all that you need to do. How do you attempt VARC? Very, very simple. There are two ways in which we always talk about it. One is area-wise, you start with RC or you start with VA. In both these cases, as far as CAT is concerned, there are only 40 minutes that you have. 40 minutes, 24 questions, 16 RC, 8 VA. Divide your time as 30 minutes and 10 minutes. 30 minutes approximately for reading comprehension, 10 minutes approximately for verbal ability. The reason I'm saying 10 minutes is there are questions in para jumbles which are theta questions, all right, but your chance of getting it correct are genuinely lesser than, let's say, RC, and hence you are putting your efforts on that area where you have a maximum chance of getting higher marks. When you are starting with an RC, 4 passages, try to do all 4 passages. Like I said, if you get 6 mistakes also, as long as you're getting 10 correct, you will get the 24. Don't get bogged down with that idea that I have to do 3 passages only or 2 passages only. When will you change the game plan? When the paper is very difficult. When what you're reading is very difficult, then you may reduce it. But there is a good chance, especially CAT 2024, that all the 4 passages can be solved in about 28 to 30 minutes. And hence, focus on that, which is where we are also giving you 20 mock CATs from the Careers 360 table. What is the idea behind it? So that you prepare a lot more, or you kind of take these mock exams so that you know how to utilize your 40 minutes. Similarly, try ideas like starting with verbal ability, because you really don't know whether starting with RC will give you marks more, that is more marks, or starting with verbal will give you more marks. So if I were you, I will do a very simple thing. I will take 2 mocks starting with RC, 2 mocks starting with verbal ability, and see the rhythm that I am getting, the way in which I am attempting, and I'll see the output that I am also getting. Output is not in terms of only the marks, but in terms of the comfort level in which where you are able to finish that 40 minutes and coming to the last question. If you can do that, I am telling you, acing VARC will not be a major problem. At Careers 360, we have compiled the entire verbal ability and reading comprehension study material in a complete PDF form for this CAT exam. You can download it for free and you can very easily utilize whatever I have said in this entire video to improve your verbal ability marks. Do subscribe to our YouTube channel. Lot of videos here on study material, mistakes, strategies, and many more that comes your way. And don't forget to press the bell icon so that whenever we come out with a video, you get the notification first.